get picked off. Flash, you jerk! Flash is just being a jerk, picking off these drones one by one, and Zero is unable to get this base up and running. He's hiding that drone again into the corner, going to try and clear out these forces for Flash and hopefully get that base up, because he just cannot hold out 2 base on 2 base. Even with Hive Tech, you just cannot support what you need off of 2 gases. And it looks like he is going to go for this base at the bottom left at the natural expansion, and I don't think Flash actually knows this is there. I think he thinks that he got the drone that he needed to stop that base from coming up, but he did not. He did not realize that. We got a Defiler Mound coming up as well for 0, and Flash still has not seen the base at the bottom left. That is really key right now. If Zero can get that base up and running and Flash doesn't notice, even though he has his Medic Marine group and Fireback group right outside, that is just kind of ridiculous. Kind of awesome for Zero, though. Looks like we've got lurkers all over the map for Zero, going for contains at the natural and also trying to contain this group of Medic Marines here at the bottom left. And oh, they see it! Oh, poor Zero! Oh man, Zero's just getting really kind of owned right now. Even as he's not playing poorly, it's just Flash is just being Flash and noticing everything before it can even happen and takes down the hatchery. So once again, Zero's going to be delayed on his 3rd hatchery and his 3rd base, and this is just really awful now at this point, because Flash is going to have all the tech he needs. We see the science vessel out right now. We see the tank numbers starting to grow. We see a couple tanks out already, and Zero's just going to be doing a fighting retreat back to his base. He's going to have 1 Defiler, maybe 2 Defilers that he's going to have to swarm with to really play defensively. He's absolutely positively going to need that 3rd base coming up, preferably a minute ago, preferably 3 minutes ago. But Flash has just delayed it so long, and it's so painful right now for Zero. He's just economically in such a poor position, and we can see this massive ball for Flash pushing out. And what is Zero going to do? He's got a couple Defilers out. Don't know if he has consumed quite yet. If he doesn't have it, I'm sure he's researching it. Gonna get a couple swarms out, and it's imperative, absolutely imperative, that he gets some very nice swarms out to defend. Otherwise, it is going to be GG. This is a nice, solid force for him. It doesn't really compare to Flash's force straight up, but with Swarm, which he just laid down, it might be able to save him right now. Gonna take down one of the tanks, maybe take down a 2nd tank now, just the one. And certainly going to delay Flash for quite some time, and at the same time Zero is taking the base at the bottom left, probably going to take the main as well, going to try and do a double expand because he really needs the cash. He absolutely needs that gas. And it looks like Flash is actually moving to the bottom left, and if he takes out the bottom left again, Zero just cannot afford that at all. And we got some more swarms going down, and these lurkers should actually get some kills here, some more kills on the Marines, actually only getting a couple kills. Flash doing a very good job of pulling away fast as he can. I wonder if Flash is maybe taking a base at the bottom right. That's why he's pulling back toward that position rather than pulling towards Zero's new bases at the bottom left. And no, it doesn't look like that. It looks like he is finally going to move down to the bottom left, going to try and take down those bases once again. And Zero 100% needs to defend this. If he doesn't defend it, it is essentially over. Flash is pushing down there with a pretty sizable Medic Marine group and also a Science Vessel. So as long as he has some good lurker splits and doesn't go carelessly like he is right now, and doesn't lose all of his Marines to carelessness, but he's doing a decent job there with his lurker splits, taking down most of the lurkers, but not good enough. He lost several Marines early on, and then the Zerglings came in from behind and took him down. It wasn't that great of a job there on the lurker splits, and he went down there. So he loses his entire force, Flash does, and Zero's going to be able to get that 3rd and presumably 4th base. I haven't actually clicked on the main at the bottom left, but there's a dot over there, like a vision dot, and I'm going to assume that that's base. Yeah, that was a base put up a little while ago. And we've got Nidus Canals. Nidus Canals are so important for Zerg versus Terran on large maps like this, because you have to be able to defend all of your bases, and Zerg needs to respond quickly to defend their base. It's not like they can lift. It's not like they can, they don't have huge HP on their SCV, on their drones or on their buildings either. So it's imperative that he gets that Nidus Canal up and running to go defend that bottom left-hand base. And I still maintain that Zero should be taking the 9 o'clock base with some drop tech. He doesn't feel like listening to me, but I wish he would listen to me, because that's really cool if he does that and just throws down a Nidus Canal. Like, I can't even remember who did it, but someone did it already, and it was awesome. So, yeah, and they should absolutely do that. And we've got lurkers just wandering around, or lurkers wandering around in the middle of the map, and also science vessels. And if there's some Scourge out for Zero, I've seen some Scourge wandering around, but haven't seen them really take down any of these science vessels. They really should be aiming for these science vessels pretty hardcore. Oh, here come the Scourge. You're just a little bit late, though, so that's unfortunate. Not really going to be able to do anything here. But he needs to keep those science vessel numbers low. And some good marauding Zerglings trying to take down some of these Marines, but just too many Marines and the medic, so wow, that was like 5 Zerglings went down to 1 Marine and 1 medic. Well, a couple Marines came in there in reinforcement. That was pretty impressive. hero marine right there. And Flash doesn't believe in allowing his barracks to ever not be producing, because Flash is just that's how good macro Flash is. Every time they've clicked on their base back at home, he's been building marines every single time. That is just really impressive. And Flash coming in here for another attack at the natural expansion, but we got a nice swarm going down and a nice lurker attack, taking down a lot of marines there, probably half dozen, 7, 8 marines there. Went down to a couple of shots from lurker, so that's very good. And we got 4 science vessels out now for Flash, and Zero needs to do something about those science vessel numbers. He's got some Scourge out. I think at this point a Defiler Plague would be very, very nice, and just produce a couple Mutilates and finish it off. He's probably going to have trouble Scourging them per se, just because Flash probably has very good reaction times with his vessels, although his vessels are kind of out in the open right now. And a couple of drop ships. Oh no, Flash is going to go for a drop here at the bottom left, but he does have the Nidus Canal, and he should be able to protect it. And we got some more Scourge coming in. Great Scourge play by Zero, taking down a dropship and 1 or 2 vessels as well, so that's absolutely awesome. His Defilers do get irradiated, but he gets a Plague off, he gets a Swarm off before they go down, and that's going to halt Flash's attack, and that's going to give Zero that much more time to build up his defenses, to get forces down there, maybe even go for a counterattack while this is going down. Lots of choices for him. He's got an Ultras Cavern coming up, and that is going to be very important that he gets that Ultras Cavern going up. I hope that was just a Zergling that died and not a Defiler. Didn't really get to pay attention there. And we do have a drop going down there at the natural expansion. We've got Swarm and a couple Zerglings as well, and that Defiler needs to stay under the Swarm, cannot move at all. And probably will throw down another Swarm, maybe even just to finish this whole thing off. Maybe not. Maybe not in. Yeah, he's just sending in Zerglings piecemeal. He needs to send in a Lurker, I think, or another Swarm to really finish off these Marines. And we got some more Zerglings going down. They're probably going to clean it up. Really should not have too much more trouble cleaning up. And we got some Scourge coming. You're going to try and get these Science Vessels, unable to do so. So some wasted Scourge there. Probably that Defiler will get irradiated, but it should be able to get a Swarm or 2 off. And it looks like it actually may have run away. Hard to tell. Yeah, it actually did run away. That Defiler doing a good job using the Nidus Canal to run away. And we got another nice Swarm down here. So finally the Zerglings are going to be able to clean it up and be able to get safely mined from the bottom left 2 bases once again. And looking at Flash, I don't know if he's taking a base at the bottom right. I'm interested to see whether or not he's taking that 3rd base, or if he's sticking to this 2-base play. If he's sticking to this 2-base play, and it lasts much longer, that'll be an advantage for Zero. But it looks like, yeah, he does have the 3rd base running. Never mind. Flash is not going to make that mistake of going essentially all in off of 2 bases. He has got that 3rd base up and running. And we've got a dropship coming down up here for Flash. And Zero is kind of looks like he's ready for it. And it looks like he's actually going to maybe take this base? No, just dropping his Marine force off there just to be a nuisance, I suppose. But that's about all it's going to do. The Defiler is irradiated here at the natural once again, and a Psi Vessel does get hit by a Scourge, but nothing else. And that Defiler didn't even throw down a Swarm before it died, surprisingly enough. But here comes another Defiler able to throw down a Swarm. Actually, I think it just Plagued before it died. So we've got a nice Plague going off on most of the Science Vessels, as well as a lot of those Marines. So a couple Mutalists once again would just be golden right now, just to take down all these Psi Vessels. And Restoration for Flash would be cool, but you know, Terran players hardly, if ever,